Welcome back, boys and girls. It's been a little while. You're seeing me here at the Forsland Fun Factory. We have been out of commission for a little while, but we're back at it. We have a Free Bike Friday bike here. My dog is enjoying a treat ball down here also. Let's put it in the stand. So, I'm not sure on the exact year here, but it's a carbon Kestrel. A little beat up, and there's some things wrong with it, so I do want some of your opinions, but we're going to go and do a couple things. We have a shifter that's gummy, it's missing a saddle, and these tires are kind of all weather cracked, so we're going to swap those out with a pair that are not, but not new by any means, just different. And do some other things. I think the cassette's kind of gummed up here, and who knows, maybe eventually this will just become parts because of that one issue. So let's look at it. So it does have some dents and dings here and there. That doesn't look great. Some of the clear's coming off of these carbon parts. Nice Ultegra group set. These are sitting out. Don't know why that is. There's that bad weather cracking on this tire. Ooh, and some holes maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're seeing something that's pretty bad. Bar wrap is not great. Gummed up shifter, so we got some messing around with that we gotta do here. This side catches. The wheels are nice. Mavic Xerium Elite? I don't know. Xerium. Aluminum dropouts in the rear here. Kestrel EMS Pro fork, Cane Creek headset. Two different colored, what is it, a brake line or shift line? Probably a shift line, yep. Bladed spokes on those wheels. This tire's not as bad as the rear, but I don't understand why this is on. I had a couple bikes with this on there. It must be cadence sensor or something. And the clear coat's coming off in this area. Got some cleaning to do. And the real problem right there. Something must have dropped on it. But I think it's in an area that won't make much difference. I had a friend say I should probably retire the frame and take all the parts off of it, but oh, I guess that is pretty soft there. We'll see. So this lever is not catching, but I think I can spray in a bunch right here and maybe get away with it. It looks like a bunch of gunky buildup, so we're gonna lube it up with the WD-40, see if that doesn't help. It's pretty gross. Nothing's happening yet. Oh, there, she's catching. Well, we got that shifter loosened up. Next, we gotta get these tires flopped off and some different ones on there, especially on the rear here. So let's pop them down. Like I was saying earlier, this one's not terrible, but we're gonna flop it out so they're a match set, just for kind of the fun of it. So. Here's what I'm thinking we'll put on there. Some dated gator skins, but they're hard shells. A little worn, but not too bad. And here's something they would have used for racing way back when, I guess. Activated silicone. The problem with these is, I don't know if you know, but nowadays they're not into the ultra small. And these are 20s. I got these on a set of wheels years and years and years ago, but 20 is just so narrow. There's no give in the bike or the tire at all, so we're definitely not running those. And these tubes have seen better days, so we'll probably use the ones that are in there. I just brought those up or down into the basement just for fun, so we'll run these gator skins. But I did pick up some other tools along the way here. And some of them work pretty well and some of them don't, so we're trying out some stuff and trying not to ruin the tube, but sometimes it makes you feel like you just are gonna ruin stuff. Oh, no. Jeez Louise. And the last thing you want with these bladed spokes is to run a finger into them. Whew. Hard to get off of there. I'm going to pull the tube out just to make sure we don't puncture that also. Here, hold this. Yeah, that tire's pretty shot. Whew. Made more work than it needed to be. Oh, look at that. There's even a little magnet on there. I don't know why it's that far in, but maybe they were running it in there. We don't have that computer anymore, so we might as well remove that. And of course this one. See if we can get a little bit more luck on this. Maybe there's a patch in that tube. Maybe. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. Hold that too. Out with the old, in with the new, but I'm gonna quick wash them out and make sure they're clean and everything too, so. Alright, washed them up here. The one is definitely worn a little bit worse than the other, so that one's got to go on the rear and the other on the front, but they'll be good for a project bike, which we might end up stripping anyways. So just going to go on a couple rides on it and see if she holds up lightly. So let's do the old throw the tire trick. Rear, front. Whew, that was a good toss. Well, we got the rear here. Well, they're on, and hopefully they're ready to go. In good shape. Not too bad. Let's put them back on. That's not a great place to nap, Helix. No. Definitely not centered. That looks quite a bit. These tires are quite a bit wider than the old ones. Helix is backing up right through the tripod. Goofy looking. And I have the skewer on the wrong side. So we're going to switch that around quick. The brakes are holding the tire. Don't forget to put your spring that side to the wheel, this side to the nut of the skewer, whatever you want to call it. Alright, those tires look a lot more chunky, which is awesome. Let's put an old Vetta saddle on there. This was in that box of random stuff that I had got, and it's pretty light, so we're gonna run it. Oh, dropped it. Try not to drop things this time. The seat post, the little nut is not molded in. So you gotta like hold that as this, oh, dropped it. Oh man. Nope. Couple of little dents and dings in it now. Wonderful. Just wonderful. Oh boy. Well, moral of the story is when you're making seat posts, just mold the stuff together. Then people don't have to watch it constantly drop. There we go. Some adjustment. That's definitely nose too far down, so we have to change that. That's not going to be comfortable. And that's not going to do it either. Whew. I want to say I'm not struggling with this bike, but seems like things feel a little finicky. Alright, looking pretty good. That's definitely a crazy aero stance, but I don't know if I'll be able to keep it that far. So I found these speed plays, and it's kind of weird because one of them is lighter gray and one of them is darker black, but that's a left and this is a right, and not a crazy amount of play, but hopefully they work good enough. Really? So it's kind of all set up. We need to lube the chain and wipe it down, but yeah, I think it looks pretty awesome. Just wish that rough spot in the top two wasn't there, but we'll see what happens. Probably tighten up the post to clamp that down and make sure it's good. We're gonna go with the old bottle of Goo Gone. See if that doesn't help us out. And then of course just a old rag. It's fairly clean. Hopefully takes out some of the nastiness. There's like little black spots on the red, so I don't know if it's probably from being in a rack with another bike or something. But I'm banking on this not really affecting too much. That's what I'm hoping for. Clean what it needs to clean, not ruin anything. Otherwise, if it ends up not good, then we'll have a bunch of parts. That carbon, when you wipe it down, sure does clean up nice though. So like right here, for instance, it's kind of, I mean, for sure dusty, but it like provides the, I don't know, the surface, a little bit of something to clean it up. Makes it look good. You see brake lines over here. Like there's that black spot down here. I was hoping that some of this stuff would work its way out pretty easily. Handlebars rocking into my stand. And it does work a bunch of it out. Down there too. Goo Gone's doing the trick. So like there it looks like there was a rock chip that kind of peeled away some of the clear. And then there's some other black spots down this way. She'll clean up. Just takes time. Alright, mostly cleaned up, looking pretty good. I didn't lube the chain just yet. I tried to clean it and it's pretty gross, so I might end up popping that off and doing some better cleaning, but we did clean up the frame, the fork. I put some pressure on the handlebars and the fork feels really noodly, so maybe it's carbon up all the way through. But that kind of feels like aluminum up there, so very kind of weird that you can put pressure on it and you can feel it torque quite a bit. I don't know if that's like a normal thing for this type of bike or what, but tomorrow maybe we'll go out for a little rip on it, maybe throw some bottle cages in it, bring some water along. I don't see how fast we can get a possibly broken frame to go safely. I don't know. Feels just as strong all the way through except for that one spot. Strong on this side, not there. We finally got this thing outside. I gotta lube the chain real quickly, and then we're gonna go for a little bit of a ride, hopefully testing this one little weak spot in it that might make it a parts bike, but it should be fun regardless. Let's see how it goes in just a moment after that chain lube. Let's go. So, we've been monkeying with this bike just for a little while here, and we've tried to adjust the saddle height, and I just need to do a bunch of adjustments. It was way too high prior, and then it got to being too low. But it is slowly coming along. It shifts well, it rolls easily, but it definitely needs some adjustment. So I monkeyed with the saddle a couple times, and I think I'm getting fairly close, and it looks pretty good. Looks nice. Somebody lost their kite. It does roll really nice and smooth, nice and effortless almost. We're cruising, not fast, but we're cruising pretty well. Well, we're having an issue. This bolt is not keeping tension on the seat post. I don't know if that's something normal for the Kestrel Talon, but this being all chipped away makes me feel like maybe this has ran into the paint before. I did look in here, and it looks as though like this has been greased or something. I don't know. The other thing is these cables that go through the frame shake around. It looks as though you're supposed to use these zip ties to hold it tight or something. Just a little annoying, and clearly not great for when you're trying to ride efficiently. It just loses seat height. So I might have to run home and grab a better Allen wrench or tighten on both sides. I only have one Allen wrench with me right now, so I'm gonna adjust it and see if I can't get just a little bit of a ride in. Well, kind of a little bit of a fail on that one. This saddle, just, you can set it at the proper height and it'll just slowly seep down. So I'm gonna try to play around with that quite a bit here, but this one's not a rider until you can fix that, because you can't ride with it way too high and have to slowly drop as you're riding. I tightened it like 4 or 5 times, but I was kind of trying to tighten it with the wrong Allen wrench, so that didn't help. Does it ride nice? Sure, for a little while, and then you're, knees to your chest riding, and that's just not what it's all about. So this might end up being just a parts bike. If I can get that fixed, we'll see what happens. I'd also like to put some epoxy into this frame here to repair that one kind of weak spot right there. Maybe you can see it still. Starting to get dark here. On to the next one. Blah. So maybe you remember, I don't know what I was going to say. That was pretty crazy. I'm sure you guys saw that, but the guy almost ran into me. He wasn't paying attention. Filming problems.